Warning, if you are using the law of attraction for money, you might actually be blocking the law of attraction from bringing money into your life. And when I learned this, my whole life changed. So do this instead of the law of attraction and you will start to see money come into your life a lot quicker, a lot faster, and a lot easier. My name is Jake with jakeducey.com, and let's dive right into this video. But first, if you haven't yet, my free financial success hypnosis is right there down below. It's pinned to the comments and in the description right there down below. It's jakeshypnosis.com to reprogram your old subconscious and often childhood programming around success, around money, around self-confidence. Easily reprogram it so you can turn your subconscious mind into a magnet to help you attract what you want into your life. So check that out right there down below. And here's a big warning. Stop using the law of attraction for money. Start doing this instead, and you will watch amazing things happen in your life. So here's a question. What do Tony Robbins, Elon Musk, Oprah, Jeff Bezos, Bob Marley, what do they all have in common? Right? You may like some of them, you may not like some of them. But what do they all have in common? They touched millions of people's lives in one way or the other. They impacted, they had an effect on millions of people's lives. If you want to start to make more money, I learned the hard way, you have to use the law of effection. The law of effection says if you want to make millions or you want to make thousands, you have to impact millions. You have to impact thousands. You have to affect thousands. You have to affect millions. The law of effection says very simply, you will be paid in direct proportion to the amount of lives you affect. So I didn't understand that at all. And I really wanted to get out of the financial situation that I was in. My wife was in credit card debt. We wanted to go be able to travel to Canada in the summer and go hiking. We wanted to go live in Hawaii for years. We wanted to go out to a nice dinner. We wanted to be able to go on vacation. We wanted to be able, for my wife, she was working 40 hours a week folding clothes at a clothing store. And we wanted to be able to take a week off and go do something fun. And you might be the same way, right? Like, we don't really want money. We want the things that money can give us, the options, the freedom that money can give us. You might want to be able to take your kids on a great vacation. You might want to be able to put your kids in a better school or homeschool them. You might want better insurance. You might want to be able to help your friends or your family that maybe they can't provide for themselves anymore. So you want more money, right? You know what you want, but how you're going about doing it might be blocking. And that's what I was doing. I watched The Secret. I thought about the law of attraction and I said, well, what do I want? I want more financial independence. I want to be more successful. I want more freedom. I thought about it all the time, but I was broke. And then I met a mentor and he said to me, you are broke because you don't help a lot of people. And it kind of like for a sec, it stung. It made me feel bad. I was like, I help people. I'm nice. But he was right. I wasn't helping very many people. At the time, I had my first book. I was selling my first book and I was just reaching a few people with it. I wasn't doing that much with it. And he said, if you want to start to make more money, you have to get your mind entirely off of money and get it on to affecting other people's lives in a positive way. That money is a reward for service rendered. And if you get off of the idea of money and you get off the idea of digits and you get off the idea of what you need and what you want, and you get focused on what other people need and what other people want, first of all, what you're doing is this is a spiritual practice because you're stepping outside of your own mind. You're stepping outside of your own personality. You're stepping outside of your own want. And you're starting to do God's will. And God's will is what? God's will is service, is love, is expansion. And when you follow this trajectory, that's when the money comes. That's when it starts to show up. And you can do this with anything. There's this beautiful story of this woman that was in college and she was cleaning dorm rooms to make extra money. And she realized a lot of people needed help with it. So she started hiring other people that needed jobs too. And she ended up building a multi-million-dollar college cleaning business, branched out into homes across the town. What did she do? She started to affect more people's lives. You could do it with a cleaning business. You could do it with a massage business. Or you could do it with the internet. You could do it with anything that you're doing. But it's a process of stepping outside of yourself. And when you do this, that's when the spirit of creativity enters into your life. So the way that I like to blend the law of attraction and the law of affection is, instead of imagining what I can get, I imagine what the end result would look like. So for example, when I was starting this YouTube channel, instead of thinking about, well, what could it do for me? I would imagine getting emails from people in Iraq and in Afghanistan and Chile and New York and Alaska and Canada, all over the world, writing me and saying, hey, this is how it changed my life. So when I would visualize, I wasn't visualizing digits or money. I was visualizing the impact that the work would have. And so I blended my law of attraction with the law of affection. And what happens with a lot of people is they stumble across the law of attraction because they're in a place in their life where maybe they're a little needy. Maybe they need some help, right? Maybe you need some help. Maybe you need some money. And it's easy to just get focused on your wants and your desires and yourself. But when you're doing that, you're collapsing infinite spirit into your little body, and you're entering a competitive field. You're entering a dog-eat-dog world. You're entering this world where you're just thinking about yourself. And when you instead think of what you want, right? Build your vision. I want to make this amount of money. But after you set that clear goal, envision the lives that you'll impact from it. It may be through your work, or it may be through the extra money you make from real estate that allows you to build clean water or to redo the education system. Think of the things that you can do with it. And when you're in this type of a state, you're connected to God, you're connected to spirit, and you're connected to abundance. You've aligned with the frequency of prosperity. And when you've aligned with the frequency of prosperity, that's when the law of attraction starts to work with you in respect to money. This is when you start to attract new people. For me, this is when my videos started going viral. I was doing the same thing I was doing before, but all of a sudden I started making millions of dollars. What was the difference? The only difference was the frequency I was bringing into it. I started doing a little prayer, a little incantation that I learned from Tony Robbins before every single video. And I would say, and I still do it, subconscious, I now command you to move through me with the skill, humor, bravado, wisdom, whatever it takes to inspire and to uplift people wherever they are in the world with this video. So it no longer was, oh man, I need a video to get views. It was, make me an instrument to affect people's lives in a positive way. And what I invite you to do is, whatever you're doing, to start to think about the service, the value, the impact you can have. It may just be with real estate. It may just be with marketing. It may just be with being an assistant in your office. But when you get your mind focused off yourself and the value and effect that you can make, you move your frequency onto prosperity, and you start to attract new people, new circumstances, and situations. This is when the law of attraction starts to bring you in harmony with more money, which isn't the end result. It is a byproduct of you adding more value, more light, more love, and more positive impact into the world. Now, there's a few simple steps to do this. Number one is, know what it is that you want. So you set your financial goal. Then number two is, envision the end result, just like a visualization, but instead of thinking about getting that objective, think about what's going to happen in the world, in your life, in your friends, in your family's lives, in your clients, in your customers, in your work. Think about the people's lives that you'll impact from it. So this is a visualization of you being on purpose and impacting the world in a positive way. This moves your frequency up. Then step number three is to ask yourself, how can you provide more service in what you're already doing? In other words, how can you add more leverage or scale to what it is that you're doing? I shared this story about the woman that was cleaning dorms. She found out that she could, instead of cleaning one dorm, she could help thousands of people. You could do this with a massage business. You could do this with a consulting business. And a lot of times it's just about changing how you're offering that service, right? There's two people in the same exact industry, right? Let's take, for example, a life coaching business. You could have a life coaching business and you could be working with 3 clients and you could be really good at it and it could take all your time and you could help them and you can make a little bit of money. Or you could say, I want to impact 1,000 people or 10,000 or 100,000 people. And you could change your business philosophy from working with them one-on-one to building a product or a service that impacts thousands of people's lives. This is why in the famous book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki says rich people don't work for money. They aren't working directly for it. They're building something that's of value at scale that allows that service to be provided with or without them. There's a beautiful story of a now famous accountant. His name's Tom Wheelwright. He was just an accountant making the average salary of an accountant just under $70,000, $80,000 a year. And he realized, man, I really have a unique way to do this that can help a lot of people, but I only have so many hours in a day. So he started training other accountants. So what did he do? He was using the law of effection in two ways. One is he started giving more people employment opportunities. This was him in terms of abundance. Second, when he brought on more people, he not only was providing more value to the world because he was employing more people, but secondly, it was allowing him to be able to serve more clients. So instead of him, let's say he could serve 10 clients based off of the amount of hours in a day and how much he could work. Instead, he brings on 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 1,000 different accountants over time. And then all of a sudden they're serving 10,000 people. What happens? He moves from impacting this many people to this many people. As you influence more people's lives, you bring more money into your life. So you can do a simple thought experiment of how can I take my skills, my talents, and what I do to reach more people using scale and leverage. So in this video, I broke down how to blend the law of attraction with the law of effection. So not only can you get what you want, but you can leave the world a better place than when you found it. And when you follow this principle, what happens is you're inspired by a great purpose. Creative energy starts to move to and through you, and you become a vessel or a vehicle for a higher purpose that makes money and makes impact. If you really want to blend this all together, you also have to take control of your mind. I have a free financial success hypnosis. It's right there down below. It's jakeshypnosis.com. It's my free financial success hypnosis to reprogram your subconscious mind. Because you might already be impacting a lot of people. It just might be that you have old childhood programming that has negative beliefs about your own self-esteem, your own self-worth, your own self-confidence, your views about money and abundance and what you're capable of. But you can reprogram those things. So I have a free financial success hypnosis right there down below. About 1 million people, which is crazy in and of itself, around the world have already used it. This is an example. I could charge for this thing and make money off of it. But the law of effection says if I help more people, money will just come through other ways. So you can check it out for free. It's right there down below. It's jakeshypnosis.com. It's pinned to the comments and in the description right there down below. If you enjoyed today's video, comment right there down below that says I inspire millions. In the comments, I inspire millions. Hit the like button on this video, subscribe, and bell notification is what notifies you for new episodes. Thanks for watching today's video, and I'll see you next time.